And we are live. That's right. It's time for another Games Talk Live podcast. Welcome. Why did I say that kind of creepy? Anyways, welcome everybody to a Games Talk Live podcast. I am here. Hargeet is here. And yet again, that blue number is here with us this week. We're going to be talking about, there was some news that popped up recently. And especially today, we're going to be getting into that too. But first, I just want to go to my co-host, Hargeet. How have you been this week? What have you been doing, sir? What have you been playing?
Yeah, I've been busy is what I've been. But outside of that,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've really played too much. I've been playing a little bit of one of the games that's leaving Game Pass. It's Something's Creatures. The hell was it called? Something. I don't know. Something like that. It's you basically you take pictures of all these creatures. I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, so I'm like, this is Colt's game.
Holly's like, oh,
photo mode.
I want to play that.
Was it fun? Well, I was thinking about that view.
Fun enough. You do have like some combat type capability there too, so it does have a gameplay loop that you have some combat, but it's a lot of puzzly stuff. So it's opening up areas, finding out, yeah. You try this leaving Game Pass in a couple of days, but give it a shot, and if you like it, you can always buy it, right? So
it's not that Australian one, right? You're like, I don't know. Game. What are you talking about, right? It's okay. It was like photos something.
Yeah. You hate
but yeah, I've been playing that. I watched Michael, which was fantastic. The Michael Jackson movie.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty much it.
Did you do the moonwalk in the theater?
No. Nobody actually did. Like it was not actually packed. The theater I was in was not actually packed. But yeah, so they weren't really like participating. But the movie is certainly very awesome, and it has all the music and all the fun stuff. And but anyway, yeah. So for those who are Michael Jackson fans, absolutely watch it. It's great. Screw the critics; they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, IGN gave it a 3 and said it was awful, and I'm just like,
awfully good.
IGN again. We're gonna go through this again. IGN. Okay, so Holly, welcome back. You're here, second week in a row. How are you? What you been up to? What you been playing?
What have I been doing? I went to a concert last week. That was fun. I have another concert this Saturday. So
who'd you see?
I know. Last week I saw Cannons and Bob Moses, which
never
really
heard of
cool.
them. Never heard it.
Seriously?
Never enjoyed it.
Well, Cannons, you would really like Cannons. Bob Moses, I really like Bob Moses too. So I was happy that they were both happened to be like going together, right? Like that's like the perfect thing. And it was at a really nice new venue here that's kind of small, so it's actually like, and then this week I'm going to see New Constellations, who I also really like, and the Midnight. You would love the Midnight Fawns. Oh my gosh, the Midnight are so good. I see them as often as I can. But anyway, beyond that, I have been playing Crimson Desert and doing some Arc trials, but there's
how's that
so
going?
much. I love Arc Raiders.
Still,
the new season came out today.
A lot. Like,
well, yeah, but it's because they took too long to bring out a new map, really, right? So the new map came out today, and actually Burnt Peanut is back today.
Is he back?
Arc Raiders.
Yeah, because he was playing Rust for a while. And I was just like, what? Rust?
I know. I don't understand Rust. I don't get it.
It's just like a survival game online, and you just
but it seems like
other people.
It seems like you just go in and build whatever you want, kind of almost like, I don't know. It's interesting.
Base building, yeah, helicopters and stuff. Like, I've never played it, but my son used to play it quite a bit back in the day. It's a really old game. Like,
yeah, it kind of reminds me of 7 Days to Die, but different, right? Like not with all of the zombie element, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Boba in the chat said griefing people is the best part. You griefer.
Who? Well, let's block him. Who? Who said
Boba
that?
Fett Gaming. Boba Fett Gaming said that.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike, we're going to get into that a little bit later. Yeah. The just how people have come up with stuff. Just there's no confirmation from Sony, Mike. We don't know yet. That's a rumor. It's a rumor at this point. But regardless,
no, they confirmed it. I think they confirmed it.
Sony didn't. Sony didn't. Nope.
I thought there was a
I've not
tweet
seen the
today
Sony
going
confirmation at all. I've seen stuff from everything from people that, well, I make mods and I know that this is what it is, and like, you know, or just articles being pushed around that have no confirmation from Sony. So we're definitely going to get into that topic. So yeah.
I mean,
anyways.
There's a Hazard or Gaming post here. It's a PlayStation support note. Thank you for your interest in the 30-day timer, right? So,
but it's from a support. It's from those people you call up for support that know nothing about how they've made their last update or whatever. Like, those people don't know. Those people you're calling into there don't know what their policies are, if they've changed or whatever. Those people hardly know anything. So I don't trust that.
I mean, it looks
take it with
official,
a grain of
but
salt.
Yeah.
I take it with a grain of salt. AI bot support. Yeah, look. We're going to get into that a little bit later. We'll talk about that. It's definitely something I was going to cover anyway. So it's not like you came in here with some new information. Well, for me this week, let me talk about what I've played. I've played Diablo 4. I've beat the main campaign.
Yeah, we played that together.
Yeah, we were playing it together. But here's the thing, Hargeet, and it really ticked me off. Everything we did with you did not count for me. So, again, it's a co-op game where you can't play a campaign together because it only counts for the host. That's ridiculous. That they do it with Borderlands, they do it with Diablo, they do it with PoE. Like, it needs to be, like, I don't know why that is. I don't know if there's a limitation there, why they do that, but I had to do everything over that we did. But that said, I beat it, and I beat the expansion before Lord of Hatred dropped, and now I'm playing Lord of Hatred. And I'm loving it. I've got like 55 hours in total for, everything so far, just a couple of days playing this game. But I'm having a good time, having a real good time playing the game. So that's what I've been doing, playing some Lord of Hatred up until I came here to do the show. You know what else came out today was a look at the Blood of Dawnwalker. I don't know if you guys watched that. Did you guys see that?
I saw it popped up. I just didn't have time. I was at work today.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance.
It showed more gameplay and stuff. And so far, I don't want to talk badly about the game because, there's more, like, I'm sure to it. But so far, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with the gameplay. I think it looks okay, but it doesn't jump out at me as a game I need to have. And it's coming out September 3rd.
I don't like the time stuff. The time stuff really, it really concerns me with that game. Yeah. I'm kind of everybody's super excited for it, and I really hope it's good. I really hope it does well. But I'm pretty cautious on it. I don't know. The time on bosses, and then like there's some mechanics that I found kind of like I don't know. I don't like the time mechanic on bosses because I don't like the pressure of, like, even if I'm doing well, I'm just gonna time out and then have to restart. Like, I don't like that, right? So those kind of artificial built-in mechanics that, like, why, right? They had a couple other things too that I was kind of questionable, but I was hoping that, like, Crimson Desert had a lot of things that I was kind of like, I don't know about that, right? And then it turned out amazing. Still has its problems, and I recognize the problems, but the game is so good that you overlook it. I'm hoping that's the case with Bloodwalker.
Yeah. I'm not excited for it. I was at one time when they announced it and said, this is some of the developers from Witcher 3 and stuff. And I was like, cool. I want to see what they have cooking up. And like the initial trailer was fine. But then when we started to see little bits of gameplay, and especially after today, I'm just like, I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to give that a good review process. I'm going to let the people that I look to, not Metacritic score. We're not talking about that bullshit. I'm talking about the people that I trust that review games. Those people, I will go to their channels, see what they say, and if they say it's a buy, I may pick it up. But outside of that, it's not looking good for me. But if you guys are liking the way it looks, I don't know, chat, if you saw it, let me know in the chat what you guys thought about it. But Hargeet, you didn't see any of it. You didn't really look at it.
I'm just watching it in the background now, but no, I haven't had a chance.
Yeah. But yeah, you've been busy. Hargeet's been busy with a lot of stuff too, like sending out emails and stuff. Like I got my email, by the way. I got it before the show.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Getting a lot of stuff done for FanFest. Like, you guys, you and Ben have to do things behind the scenes, but a lot of people don't know. So it's been a time. But yeah, if you guys like The Blood of Dawn Walker, I don't know. Let me know.
The show was an hour long today?
Yeah.
They already did like an hour segment.
They went through some of the systems and stuff, like the magic and things like that. Like they showed quite a bit. I mean, one of the cool features, the cool things that I saw is like at one point, like you can just walk up the side of walls and stuff. Just walk, and it just gives you a weird camera angle as you go up. But you know what I find too? Like I've been spoiled or it's not spoiled. It's the wrong word. I've been accustomed to games where I'm pulled back from the character. And now that I see a character up close like that, when you're walking around, it's like too close for me. I'm like, that needs to be further back. I don't know. It's too close. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but it's Crimson Desert, I think, had the perfect length away from the character for a third person.
Well, you had options. That was the nice part too.
Yeah. But I like how pulled back it was, even in the, when you boot it up, compared to like Dawnwalker, you're pretty dang close. Mm-hmm. Reminds me a lot of Shadow Mordor that I started playing as well. You're really close to the character. Just not used to it. It's been a while. Like I've been jumping, and then especially playing like PoE 2 and now Diablo 4. It's isometric. You're pulled way back from the character. It's an adjustment for me for sure to see that and to play a game like that. You know what else we saw this yesterday? I think it happened. The Steam controller pricing. Did you guys see that? $100. $100. So now, guys, you too can contribute to your carpal tunnel because that thing looks. Look, I've never held it, but it does not look like it would be comfortable.
It's
the sticks are way up at the top.
I've ever seen. With those big game pads underneath.
Two pads. Yeah, I don't know about that. Have you ever played with a game controller like that, similar? The original Steam Valve controller?
I haven't tried any of those Valve controllers, but I mean, it does remind me a little bit of a PlayStation controller with the symmetrical sticks. However, it's got this weird trackpad thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works out. But.
Can you use those pads for thumbsticks instead? Like, can you just put your thumbs on there?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can.
I don't feel like you'd get the same feedback, Like, I feel like it would be slower, right? Because, I don't know. It just looks so awkward.
Yeah, it's really
It's $100.
awkward.
I mean, but look, there's a contingent of players that might like it, right? So if it acts like a mouse, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Like we'll have to see.
Yeah. By the way, Judah roars. I played several classes. I've played pretty much everything on all those patches and stuff for PoE 2. Get them to end game at the very least, and then just play my favorites in the when I go mapping and stuff. But anyways, yeah, I thought it looked weird, just uncomfortable. I've always thought that about these controllers. But $100, I'm cheap, man. The last controller I bought was like $40, the GameSir controller, and it's got good sticks and everything, so like I don't have to worry about stick drift. But I don't even like paying $70-$80 for a controller, and that's what they are now. Like even the standard Xbox controller, I think is $70, the bare minimum. I can't do it. And a lot of people out there like you, Hargi, and I'm sure Holly has it. The Elite controller, it's like 200 something bucks, right?
That's all I play
You guys
on.
are bougie.
I can't play on the regular ones
Bougie.
anymore. I mean, I can, but I don't want to. Like, I have
You
no
need the
interest
back
in.
buttons, right? You got used to it.
I like the back buttons. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have so many more options. Plus, that honestly, even if you aren't into all of that stuff, the best part about the Elite is just the amazing battery in it. Like the battery in it is so good, just perfect.
Mr. Darian 2XT said, I pre-ordered the Forza Horizon 6 controller. LOL. Why are you laughing after? Because it looks awful? I don't know why. If you like it, cool. I don't think it looks very good at all. I think it's way too similar to the Forza Horizon 5 controller. They're both like very loud and like bright colors all over it. It's like you just vomited a rainbow all over it. Just not into that. It seems like that worked for Mexico, but it should have been something different for Japan.
Should have had Japanese. It should have had cherry blossoms.
Cherry
on
blossoms. Yeah.
I mean,
something.
hello.
Yeah. Instead,
Yes, I would have
just
bought it if it had cherry blossoms on it, and I don't even care about Forza Horizon 6.
Yeah, if they had a decent looking controller, but it just doesn't look like. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Doesn't look like Japan. Doesn't look like a racing game controller. It just, I don't know. It just does not look good to me at all. Yeah. So let's talk about the PlayStation DRM, folks, because I think it's kind of weird here. So this morning we found out that, and it was tested by several people, including SpawnWave, that there is a DRM system involved in the PlayStation now. I guess they had some sort of update in March. And since then, if you have purchased a digital game and you are away from the console, or the console's undone from the internet for 30 days, that game will require you to get back online before you can play it again. Which I know a lot of people are like, who cares? Everybody's online. I mean, these are the same talking points, I want to point out, that a lot of Xbox people were saying back in the day when Sony guys were coming at them about the DRM. They kept saying the same things that I'm hearing today from Sony guys. Look, DRM is not good any way you slice it. And I know some people have pointed out already that they were pointing to the DRM that's on Xbox, but it's on Game Pass games. Game Pass games you don't own anyway. Game Pass, you're online anyway. Like, if you're not online, you're not playing Game Pass regardless. So
You
it's a
cannot
moot
launch.
point.
You cannot launch Crimson Desert without being online. You could turn it off after, but it has to do the check.
There's some games that do that on an individual games basis, even on PC that happens. And it sucks. It's stupid for a single player game especially. But this is something that is, required by the developers themselves or the publisher. it's not necessarily the platform. But when it's done on a platform level, especially on a game that you own, it's bullshit. You own that freaking game. You shouldn't have to jump back online to check in to start said game. And there is no confirmation by Sony themselves stating anything. We've had articles written from people that have talked to agents at Sony when you call them up. Those people don't know anything. Those people only know so much, I should say. Not that they don't know anything. But something like this, I don't think that they would know about. However, one theory is, or the rumor is, that this came from a Sony person anyway, that they called and they said that basically this is a deterrent for somebody trying to get around the return policy of 14 days. So what they do is they have you check in one time within that 30 days. And then after that 30 days, you get a full license and you never check in again. I don't know how true this is. I don't know if that's, I don't know if that even sounds like legit at all.
They barely give returns weird. As it is. What? Yeah. They
that's
don't
what I'm
do
saying.
Returns. Like,
I mean, the return policy, if you turn it on, you can't return it.
Yeah, that's what Hargeet, what say you on this, man? Like, I don't buy this. It could be, but I don't buy it right now until they confirm it.
I mean, support will tell you what they're being told, right? So, if there is a support thing that says this is happening, I'm likely to believe it. If you're seeing it and people are seeing it, right? Because if you bought a game recently and it says you have this timeout thing, you can see it on their screen, then okay, it's legit, right? So I don't know. It looks like it is actually happening. I wonder why though. Like what necessitated this? Is this like a next gen feature that they're kind of trying to throw out now? Is that like why go down this path now? But I guess whatever. It sounds kind of weird, but you know, this was eventually going to happen anyways. As you were pointing out, like, you know, Holly, like you start up Crimson Desert, like a lot of games do this. The second you start, I'm checking in, and if I can't check in, you ain't going anywhere, right? So it's just become commonplace, right? The whole DRM headache that Xbox One had when it came out in 2013, and said you had to check in. Like everybody thought the internet was going to die, apparently, and but no, apparently it stayed, and like. The whole thing is just kind of whatever. How many people are offline like 30 days? Like it happens, I suppose, with like 10 people in the world, but like the rest of the world, you're online all the time. In fact, it's hard to get people to stay off this freaking thing for more than a freaking hour. It's just ridiculous how much we're online all the time. So is this a big deal? No. Is this funny, the turnaround or turnabout as far as what happened to Xbox when they got piled on for saying, "Oh, we're gonna have to check in"? Yeah, it is kind of.
This is from Gene Park, by the way. It says this. So this is a PlayStation Online Assistant thing, and it said, "Thank you for your interest on the 30-day timer that is being applied to all new purchases." Affected content, games purchased digitally after March 2026. Update, okay? So in March, they had an update. Offline functionality. If the console does not connect to the internet within 30 days, the license expires and the game may refuse to launch until a connection is restored. Primary console restriction. Setting a console as primary does not bypass this 30-day requirement. The 30-day is a valid period and is not a sign of an account restriction or anything like that. That's all it says. So, I don't know. To me, that doesn't state anything really other than it's there. And they're saying that it's there.
I mean, it sounds like it's exactly what they're complaining about, right? Offline functionality. If the console does not connect, your license is gone. You have to wait till you connect again.
Yeah. So it sounds like DRM as we know it.
Exactly.
So this is from Gene Park's Twitter page because somebody in the chat said he posted this. And Gene Park, by the way, he also stated that if this is a thing, he will never buy another digital game from Sony again. So, and I've seen other people say the same thing.
Well, but indie games are digital, right? So that's going to be kind of a challenge.
Yeah.
Some of them come out physical, but not all. So that's an interesting statement, right?
But you make a very good point. Like, the fact is, I don't know if you guys have. I personally have tried to refund games with Sony before. They don't freaking allow them. Like, they tell you, and you could call somebody, and this was many years ago. I remember on the phone with somebody, and they're like, "No, sir, you already downloaded it. You started the game. It's not broken. You can play the game." And they would not refund.
There sort of has to be like a mass, like a snowball, right, for PlayStation to sort of pick up the mantle and say, okay, like when Cyberpunk released or Mind's Eye, right? Like those two are the ones that off the top of my head I can remember where they were like, okay, we're doing refunds. Anybody who wants one, just let us know, right? But in general, like, no, they're not doing it. Like Colt and I were playing Crimson. We wanted to play Crimson Desert same day when it released, and we bought it in the Xbox store, downloaded it, and hit play, and it would just do this constant reboot of the play screen. It wouldn't actually stop and load. And went to the Xbox store and customer service and hit refund, and it was done like that, you know, like no issues, no problem. And I don't think other people are having this, you know, I don't think anybody on Sony is having that issue at that time with this particular game, but that is something that happens, right? There's always some finicky things that happen at launch. And I think if it was Sony, they'd just be like, it'll be all right. You'll get your patch. Don't worry about it. Hold on. Right? Like where you downloaded it, you tried to launch it. We could see that. We'll talk to you later. Right?
It's just weird though, because even at Sony, for them to give you a 14 grace period, in what world is Sony giving that? Like I've never heard of such a thing. And when like Steam themselves, they give you 2 hours. 2 hours. If you have played the game for over 2 hours, that's it. You don't get a refund. But anytime before that, guaranteed a refund, which I don't mind. But 14 days is fucking crazy, because you could literally beat the game and like, I don't know why people are like believing that, oh, it's just so they don't get around the 14-day refund policy. I've never even heard of a 14-day refund policy. Is that a thing at all? Like, have you guys heard of this? I haven't. Chat, have you guys ever heard of a 14-day return policy for PlayStation games? I've never heard of that. And again, it's not like this has nothing to do with a console war thing at all. It's just, it's weird that they're doing any type of DRM. I don't understand why they're doing this for games that you own, that you buy. Again, I'll bring it up. Like I said earlier, if you guys weren't here and heard it, but I saw people try to deflect and say, well, Xbox has it too because they have it on Game Pass. Game Pass is always online. Game Pass, you don't own the games, and people realize that and know that. So this online check-in thing for Game Pass is a nothing burger. This may be a nothing burger. It could be a bug or whatever, but Sony has to confirm it. But in a way, this chat bot is kind of confirming that it is there and that it is 30-day DRM, check-in DRM. That's all I read from that. Unless you guys have heard like anything different from Sony, I'd like to know. I mean, because this whole rumor, Hargeet, from this 14-day return policy supposedly came from somebody live there. Somebody called Sony support, and this is what they told them. But I can't confirm that. I can't confirm that's actually a thing. That's just coming from somebody that works support. They don't know everything. So I don't know what this is. It's just funny to hear, though, a lot of the excuses, though, and the deflection. A lot of the same stuff we heard from when this was happening in 2013, with Don Matrick and how he was trying to push DRM on the Xbox One. And there was Xbox guys defending it then, too, and saying, well, I mean, everybody has internet, so, I mean, we're online anyway. And that's the kind of stuff I was seeing on Twitter today, and I'm just like, oh, it's not about that. It's about ownership. It's about you owning that game. If you purchase it outright digitally, you should own it. You should have that, offline and online.
I don't. Yes, in theory, right? Yes, you should. I guess I don't quite see this as a big deal. Kind of like Hargy. In a perfect world, I would say yes. If you bought it, you download it, you own it, you should be able to play it, no matter if you're in a, like if you're at an airport or whatever, right? Like if you're not online, whatever. I have not turned on my PS5 since Astrobot. So I am one of these people who's gonna definitely have 30 days in between purchases, but at the same time, I'm also one of these people who's like, in reality, is there ever a moment of the day when the internet isn't active on my person or around me at every moment of the day? It's like virtually not an issue. I mean, you could do you could say, well, there's certain parts of the world, right, that don't have great internet, and it's asking you to check in. It's not necessarily asking you to stay online while you play. But really, like, all of us listening, this is like a first world problem. Okay. We don't have that problem. Know what I'm saying?
Let me give you a situation. Let's say you haven't played a game in 30 days and you bought it and you were ready to play it, but you've been busy at work. You've had a lot on your plate. You're not playing the game at all. And you decide to, after 30 days, hey, I'm going to play this game now. I'm going to sit down and play this game. And your internet is out. And you can't check in.
I have a hotspot on my phone. All I need to do is turn it on long enough for it to check in.
That's a cop out. That's a cop out.
It's not. It's reality. It's how life works.
No. Your internet is down. You're away. Let's say you take it with you to your cabin or whatever, and you want to play this game. You're away for a weekend. No. That's a cop out.
Again, in theory, I agree with you. In practicality, I feel like it's such a minute rationale of when this actually becomes a problem for most people, or at least the audience, right? Like, but in theory, yes, I don't think you should ever not have access to your game. Does that make sense? Like, yes.
So your reaction is, I will just download the Sony app, sign in on my phone, and check in somehow on my phone.
No, I don't think you have to do that. All you have to do is hit a hotspot.
Or use your hotspot. So that's I will hotspot to my PlayStation to check in.
Yeah.
You're with your phone.
I've done that. I did that I just went to North Carolina a week or so ago. And for my ROG Ally X, I used the hotspot on my phone for the internet to turn on Crimson Desert. I actually just did that.
Well, the thing is at the end of the day, it's inconvenient. You should be able to play inconvenient. The game, even if online.
That I agree. It's inconvenient.
And that shouldn't be argued with at all. I mean, look, if you bought the game full price, it's yours. You should be able to play with it at your leisure, internet connected or not. Unless, of course, we've talked about it already. There's some companies out there that love to make it online only, and people get pissed about that too, having to be online on a single-player game. People get fucking pissed about it. I get upset about it sometimes. It pisses me off when my internet's down and I can't play a game. And I'm sure as hell not going to play with fucking my phone hotspot. There's no way. Because it's going to play like ass.
Well, but you
It's
don't
just a
have to
check-in,
stay
though.
online. You just have to check in.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay online.
On some of the games, you do have to stay online, though. On those games where they're forcing you to go online, yeah, you're online. So it's ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I see it as a problem. Hopefully this thing will get taken away. I would hope that, the Sony guys out there, even if they're seeing this as it's a return policy thing, it's just for the first month, that's a little weird. And that's just like kind of a step in that direction to something bigger. I don't know. That just does not sound right. It doesn't sound right at all for Sony to have a 14-day freaking return period. I've never heard of such a thing. So, I don't know. This is crazy. We got a couple of super chats. Colt Eastwood for 5. Thank you for the 5. He said, excited to see you guys in LA in T-minus 40 days. Is it only 40 days?
Just about,
Dang.
yeah.
Dang, that's going to be freaking quick.
Yeah,
it's
it's
going to
fast.
sneak up on us quick. And then G-Mania1 with a 5. Thank you very much. He says, hope this Sony's DRM is true so physical games can make a comeback. I've never bought a digital game and never will. Wow, you're one of the few. One of the very few. Do you guys still buy digital at all?
Physical?
I mean physical. Yeah, sorry.
I hate physical.
I hate it. Wow.
For myself. Because it takes up too much space. I don't know where to put that. Like, as many games as I have, I don't have just a wall in a like a whole wall in a room to start dedicating to having disc cases stacked up everywhere. I don't want it. Steel books are beautiful. I appreciate them. I think they're very nice. But where am I going to put it? I just don't want all of that. And then the more important thing is Red is a perfect example. He is on his second or third Xbox, and there's some sort of, in his disk drive works 50% of the time. And I think each time his disk drive is kind of having problems. And he swears up and down it's not the actual hardware, that it's a software push that has been up, through an update. So half of his games work perfectly fine and others won't work at all. So like, sorry, this is like a rager that I'm going on, right? And like, it's just the fact that, like, unfortunately for people who like physical, and I appreciate that you like physical, and I think that's wonderful, right? But like, they're in way more harm's way than anybody else at this point, just because you're lucky if the game you want has a physical version at all now. If it does, what happens if you accidentally drop the disc and scratch it, or you step on it or whatever, right? Like, you got to buy the whole thing over again. And then you've got this issue with the fact that, like, you're lucky the Xbox has a drive on it now. I don't think the next one will. It's probably going to be a peripheral that you can buy, but I don't think it's going to be built in, which maybe is better given that, he's had all these issues with this one. But I'm just saying, like, it's becoming extremely difficult to actually own physical and keep that library, and then to keep it moving forward too, because if you have there's no guarantee that your disc from the Xbox 360 is going to keep working on this and that, right? Like, whereas your digital is always just going to be there, I think, as far as I understand it. So
as long as you have a hotspot or internet, right?
There you go.
Yeah, Hargy, you don't buy physical, do you? Or do you sometimes?
Not for games. I haven't for a while. I'm not averse to it. It's fine, but it's just like I have to store it somewhere now, and it's like, where do I put these things? I buy movies. I totally buy 4K Blu-rays, but not the games. It's the same exact software, so it's not really much of a benefit. So,
and they don't come with the cool freaking art, books inside, the instructions like they used to and everything. Like those things were awesome back in the day.
Whatever.
Now it's just
So
like a
mostly it's
plastic
all
case in the disc.
digital.
Yeah.
The other downside is if you buy physical, like you lose Play Anywhere. So I kind of like Play Anywhere. So I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
So so I buy digital.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's the storage factor for people that, like most people that went digital. It's the convenience and of just being able to download the game and not have to go to the store to buy it, and also the fact that you don't have to put the box anywhere. You don't have to have a shelf or a freaking entire freaking wall full of games. Like, and I know some people love that, but for me, it's like it's unnecessary. I haven't bought a physical game in, man, it's been years. It's been years. I mostly just download games, especially on PC. There is no physical games, so yeah. Next gen, it'll be interesting because, like you said, Holly, I don't think these consoles will come with disk drives. I think you may be able to buy one to add to it, but I don't know. I don't know if Xbox will do that. And I don't think most people care anymore. Because last I checked, it was like, close to 80% of all gamers were digital. Like most gamers don't even buy physical anymore. But yeah, just be aware. There's something going on with this DRM thing with PlayStation, and hopefully Sony comes out and says something, like, just to make sense of it all. Because if it is just a first time 30-day thing, and then check in once, and you get this forever license, like, let people know. Like, it's just weird. It's a weird situation. Let's talk a bit about Xbox. So last week, we brought you the news that Game Pass went down in price that Tuesday by $7. They took out COD, as we all know now. This week, I want to talk about the possibility of huge changes to Game Pass that might be heading your way. And one of those could be a free tier of Game Pass. And yeah, part of it sucks, but the other part is you get online play for free. You'll be able to play online, not have to pay, to play with your friends or just play anything online. But there is a caveat with this tier. You will be able to play some of the games in Game Pass. However, there will be ads. This is a rumor, but it's a very strong rumor. We've heard about this for a while. An ad tier for Game Pass. Hargeet, what do you think about an ad tier for Game Pass? What's your thoughts on this one?
If people want it, great. We'll see if it actually does anything. I'm the opposite of that. I pay to not have ads. So,
yeah, exactly. Me too.
But look, some people will be happy with that, and that's fine, right? So if you don't have to pay for online, that's pretty good. I don't know how intrusive the ads are going to be. That's what the question is, right? If it's just placed in certain areas and you don't actually notice it, who gives a crap, right? Just go ahead and play your games.
Could you imagine though, like you're playing a game and all of a sudden it just stops abruptly and goes to a black screen. Then you have like an advert for Taco Bell, and then it goes back to your game.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know that was the plan. Maybe it does that, but like I thought it was like there are areas in the game that will just be kind of a placard or a banner or something. Like there's just already a board there, and they just put an ad right there, right? And that way it's in your face, but it's you're still playing. You're not stopping.
Wait a minute, but wouldn't that require the developer to create such a thing in each of their games? I don't think that's
yes
happening.
And no. They can overlay stuff. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It is possible.
See, I imagine it as being like what I said, like a commercial type thing,
where it just stops you from playing. You have to watch a 2-minute ad.
Like maybe you just beat a chapter and it gets you into an ad.
I mean, it's always possible, but even that would probably require some sort of integration, right? So it would have to notice, hey, you're between matches, therefore I'm going to show you an ad. I don't know. They'll have to work through that.
It's it's weird, but I do appreciate the free online play finally. If that does come, like that's a great thing. At least you don't have to pay to play anymore.
Yeah, I think this is a more likely one. Like that. Or you know how you have loading screens?
Yeah.
They could certainly take over the loading screen and start putting ads there.
Oh boy. Yeah. Wonderful. I don't know. I look, it's free. It's free. If you want to play the game and you want to play it for free, that's the caveat, I guess. It's kind of like when you play those mobile games, you know, and they have all those freaking ads thrown in there. Then they try to entice you. Well, if you want the ad-free version, you know, pay us $9.99 a month. And you're like, no thanks. But that's the kind of shit they do with those mobile games.
Yeah.
My wife plays them all the time, and sometimes they'll go into an ad for another game, and she'll just start playing that other game in the ad. And I'm like, why are you playing that? She's like, well, if they just throw it at me, I just play it until it goes away. And I'm like, I guess that's a thing, because those things are annoying. You have to watch it for a while anyway. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that, Holly? Ad-free, an ad tier Game Pass.
I hate it. Mostly because gaming has been sort of quote unquote pure of ads, right? Up until this point. And I feel like we have all of the history and all of the knowledge to see that whenever you allow ads to come in any particular method, that it's just going to explode and bloom like chickenpox, right? It's just, it's a terrible idea. And I think they should find a different way to relax monetization, you know what I mean? Whether it's less games or whatever the case may be. But I mean, to your point, how obtrusive are they? But it actually doesn't matter to me, because I think it's just a terrible idea. Because when you're like, well, it's not so bad over here, like the next time they need to increase the prices, it's going to be, well, we could increase the prices, or we could just put ads in this next spot. And then we won't have to increase the price, and they'll be grateful. And then this, right? So I just feel like, I don't always feel like there's, like, once you get your toe in the door, the game over, man. I don't feel like that about everything, but I do feel like ads are one of those obtrusive things that just never goes away, because look at where streaming is, right? We started with Netflix and it was kind of okay, right? It's kind of safe. You paid for one price. There really weren't ads, et cetera, et cetera. And now look where we are. The same Netflix tier is $28 now, and there's how many different levels of fully functional ads in all other types. I get having a a more budget friendly tier, and I understand that, and that's okay, but there are different ways to do it.
Magnum said ticker tape ads. Can you imagine scrolling on the bottom? Like,
that's what's gonna happen. That's what's going to happen.
I could, Magnum, you're not far off. That could be it. Could just
people are always like, well, they excuse ads because they're like, well, but if it saves me money, and I'm like, but your experience is severely degraded, right? And so, and then you're going to complain about the ads, and you're not going to be happy with them. So would you rather either have a little less in the thing that you have now and keep it preserved, or pay a little bit more and keep the preservation? Or are you willing to just go down the route of being actively annoyed that pretty much every subscription service that you are subscribed to now has all of these ads pumped into them in everything that you do, right? Now, gaming has been your sacred space, and that's not a sacred space anymore if there's ads. That's it. Like, it's infected everything then. So I don't like it.
Yeah, I think in the same way you don't like ads, I and many others don't like DRM. So
There it
I'm
is.
just letting you know.
There it is. Boz
It's-
really
it's-
wants to change my
it's-
mind on this.
No. But it's that same mentality. Like, I don't want them messing with our hobby this way. Like, it's just annoying. Anyway, Hargeet seems to have left. He left us. Anyways, I don't know, but there's other tiers that could be coming that we touched on it I think last week a bit. If, like Jez was reporting, it was a rumor that you could be able to pick and choose certain things a la carte within your Game Pass. Like, say you didn't want cloud service in there, you can remove it, save a couple of bucks. If you didn't want Fortnite Crew, you could do it as well. Like, that sort of stuff would be cool. I like that. I wish they would do something like that. I think a lot of people would do that. I think, Holly, you said that you didn't like it, or were you opposed to it when we were talking about that?
Having the tier or having the a la carte thing?
Yeah, a la carte. Was it you?
No, I think it's fantastic. Get
Oh, okay.
that
So it was
Fortnite
somebody
crap
that-
off of my bill. I don't want to see it. I want nothing to do with it. But that's me,
That's
right?
yeah. No, that would be a lot of people. Mr. Daring in the chat said he would get rid of EA Access.
Hmm.
That's a strange one to get rid of. I thought EA usually had pretty cool things in there. I don't know, because I know they're older games, but sometimes you get like a Hargeet, what is it? Like, you get to play a little bit of a game that's new.
Yeah,
Like-
for like 6 hours or something like that. Yeah, it depends on the game, right? But yeah, they do have
Yeah.
a demo Reddit release.
Would you entertain something like that, like an a la carte system in Game Pass, Hargeet? We can pick and choose.
I mean, look, I'm already bought in to Ultimate for like 5 years or something ridiculous, right? So, long term, after 5 years, I don't know what Game Pass looks like. So, is a la carte an option? Sure, but I may not care about it. It just depends on what Game Pass even is, right? If Game Pass is no longer day and date everything I want, then I don't know, right? So again, it may be, it may not be. We have no idea where this is going to go. So, right, Game Pass is now different. Let's just say that.
Speaking of which, we did have that Xbox, We Are Xbox article that came out, Hargeet. Is there any way you can pull that up, Hargeet, the Xbox, We Are Xbox article?
Absolutely. Do you want me to put it
Because
on here? so
that
we can
came
share
out
it?
Thursday.
Let me-
Yeah, put it on the screen.
Okay.
This is something that we haven't talked about together really, because this came out Thursday. But a lot of people have been talking about this article stating Xbox is back. Oh, they're bringing exclusives back. They're doing everything right. Xbox is just so back, right, Holly?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're all doing victory laps. Everybody's doing a victory lap.
Some people are. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. But what we want to do is basically go through some of this stuff. If you want to, you can read some of this stuff, Hargeet.
Okay. All right.
Because
All right, so it starts out with Dear Team, Xbox has always been different. We started with a simple idea. Games should bring people together through shared experiences. That led to the first Xbox in 2001, Xbox Live in 2002, and new ways to connect from friends lists, from friends lists and achievements to parties and play across devices. Today, Xbox reaches over 500 million players around the world with some of the most important franchises in entertainment. From the beginning, Xbox was built by people willing to try things that others wouldn't. We placed a consumer bet inside an enterprise company because we believed gaming would define the living room, and we were at risk of missing it. That spirit has carried us through the last 25 years, and it is required to carry us forward. We have work to do. I love this. Players are frustrated. Yep. New feature drops on console have been less frequent. Our presence on PC isn't strong enough. Pricing is getting harder for people to keep up with, and core experiences like search, discovery, social, and personalization still feel too fragmented. Developers and publishers are asking for more too, better tools, better insights, and a platform that helps them grow faster. Should we just stop there, kind of like get over the beginning part of this? Sort of what do we think about that?
Yeah. Holly, I'm interested to get your take here. What do you think about what they're saying here? What Asha has stated.
Players are frustrated. Yeah, I think the Xbox fan base is I don't even know the word, dejected maybe. And you know, I don't do the console war stuff. I'm not interested. I don't like it, but
Same.
I do appreciate Xbox, right? Like that is my preferred, well, PC, Xbox, and you know, is both of those are my preferred platform. And it is disheartening to feel like, you know, you made an investment in something and now you don't know why your investment is there, I guess you could say. And you know, the people who are more dependent on the Xbox as their only, you know, place to play, I understand their frustration. And they just kind of feel like, well, I don't know, whatever, right? I'm just going to keep playing and figure it out later, I guess, is kind of the sentiment. But it's good that I guess that at least a new leader is coming in and assessing where the player base is and their confidence in the brand, because the brand damage is deep and wide, right? Like right now. And I don't envy her for what she has to do to try to build that goodwill back. I mean, in reality, all it's going to take is a lot of good moves and time and being consistent. And that's one of the problems, I think, over the last, you know, 2 or 3 years is people don't know what's happening. And when people don't feel like they have control over things in their life or they understand what's happening, then they feel uncomfortable, right? And it causes all these issues. So if you're just consistent, lay out when you know, because she doesn't know. Nobody at Xbox knows right now what their strategy is going to be, right? They're vetting it. It's going to take a while for them to lay out a new plan. But whatever that plan is, they better be committed to it and they need to stick with it, and they just need to be transparent. If you're porting every game to PlayStation, just say you're doing it, right? If it's at day one, if it's a year later, if it's 2 years later, whatever it is, just say it. So everybody knows and there's no ambiguity in it. And that even goes for if you go exclusive on, say, first party games or whatever it is that you're planning on doing, or certain ones, you need to be very upfront and say, everybody listening, Fable will never go to PlayStation. We will never port that game to PlayStation. That is our commitment to our players on our base. Period, full stop. So that there isn't this, well, they did this before. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, whatever the scenario is, they have to say all that stuff in order to relieve that frustration, I think.
That's definitely been one of the more frustrating aspects for the console gamer, is the exclusivity thing, as well as just the fact that it's almost like they've been treated worse than the PC customer at times. And a lot of people have felt that way.
They're treated worse than the PlayStation players, because when they port the game to PlayStation, it's complete, and it's usually been right.
But the thing is, like, I could see all that, but I think the frustration is still there amongst a lot of people, and they're going to I will say one thing, because I don't want to get into much before we read, you know, all this stuff, because honestly, this is just based on this frustration part, and there's so much more here to delve into. But I will say that Asha, I give her credit for being at least taking ownership here and being transparent within this thing, this article. I think that she's saying the right things because she's a smart person, very smart person. She's done this all, her work history is based all on engaging with people and bringing them to brands and saying the right things. It's all about what happens from here, like what actions are taken. But yeah, you can move along here, Hargeet. We can get more into like the other stuff because there's deeper stuff in here.
Oh, there's a lot, yeah. At the same time, a new generation of players is coming online with different expectations. Their time is split across games, media, and everything else competing for attention. They expect more content in familiar places, want to shape the worlds they play in, and want to create and socialize together, not just play together. These changes are happening as the industry reshapes around us. Console remains large and stable. Windows now represents more players and more hours, and it's increasingly where competition is most intense. Players have access to more games than ever, even as the cost and time to build blockbuster titles continues to rise, putting pressure on what gets made and how risk is taken. Some of the biggest recent hits are coming from small teams or even single creators, and places like Roblox are producing experiences that rival major franchises in scale. More players are also choosing subscriptions and services as their primary way to play, with expectations set around instant access, ongoing value, and libraries that evolve continuously. The industry is becoming global and competitive. More than half of the market's revenue, players, and growth are happening outside of our core markets. But the rest of the world is not just a large market. Developers there are increasingly competing with the most established Western studios, combining scale, speed, and a willingness to reinvent genres many once considered mature. The model that got us here won't be the one that takes us forward. So let's stop there, I guess.
Yeah, the thing is, what they say there about the competition in PC, she's 100% right there. It's more stiff there because of, you got Steam, you've got Ubisoft, you've got EA, you've got, Epic Game Store as well. And they know they have their work cut out for them on that Windows Store. It is not the best place to purchase a game on PC by far. And they know they have their work cut out for them, for sure. I don't think, when we do talk about exclusivity, I don't think they're ever going to shy away from the PC. They're never going to pull from the PC. Now, they could put games on their Windows Store. They could do that. And I could see them trying to compete on that level, like against Steam and everything. But I don't even know that they'll do that. But I don't know. They've got a lot of work to do in the console space too, though, because they haven't been selling in quite a few years now. They're not really selling many consoles anymore. But again, it always leads back to the exclusivity thing too, because it seems like when they started the just for games thing, that's when people started to fall off buying the console. When they started putting their games on PlayStation, people started to look away from buying an Xbox. I don't know. That's what I see for this, Holly. What say you on this? And Hargeet, you can chime in as well.
Yeah, I don't really have much more to add on this one. I just, overall, just everybody remember, Ray, like, she's new. It's going to take a little while for her to learn the business and learn what she wants to do or what she thinks the right strategy is. It's not going to happen overnight. There's no decisions made on any of this stuff, and there won't be for a little while. So, and it's also corpo speak, right? This is a letter written for the masses. So it sounds great. And if like 50% or more comes true or, comes to fruition, then we're winning, right?
Yeah. Hargeet, what do you?
Yeah, so it's great to just admit players are frustrated. Duh.
Yeah.
Right. So, but that is a bold statement. There's a lot of bold statements in this whole thing, by the way. New feature drops. We've already seen that change. PC, there's a lot to be fixed on PC side. A lot. The new generation of players. It's a good thing to understand that they're not playing the same way. And you need to meet both of them, right? So you need to figure out how to continue to support your current player base, and then also pivot to the new player base, but not piss off the current player base. It's all very fun stuff to go figure out, but that's what they have to do. They're happening along with the industry is changing. That's true. The industry is changing. The majority of money is made on mobile, right? We already saw the revenue numbers, right? Fonzie showed how much percent is coming in from like our games that we love, the single player games. It's not much. It's like the majority of money made is on freaking mobile. But that's the way it is. It's a world they have to compete in. When you do see games like Roblox, or I guess platforms, whatever you want to call it, that have content that is constantly evolving, because it's just user generated stuff. There's all sorts of things just there, and it can rival many of the large blockbuster games, right? So, and then you have these blockbuster games with massive budgets, and do they do well? And the risks that are taken are lower because of that. And we've seen that AAA games aren't as risky. They're risk averse because of the budgets. We don't see a lot of new things coming out because of that. It's unfortunate, but it's the way it is. Indies exist, thankfully, that actually fill in that gap. And then global and competitive. Yes, it's finally about time that Xbox finally admits that they do not in any way compete outside of a few markets. They need to start actually being in those markets. It's one thing to say I'm giving up on LATAM because maybe there's not enough buyers. How about Europe? Why do you not have any sizable market share in Europe at all?
How about going after China? It's huge. Yeah.
China, there's Asia is just there right now, right? So there's potential to grow your market share across these other markets, and they have just been woefully inadequate in that. It's time that they started to look at it. But yeah, there's a lot here that basically says the things that all of us knew. They have basically not done the things they need to shore up what they need to everywhere. And because of that, players are frustrated. The directions they were going in were to kind of just keep driving more and more profit, not driving player base enthusiasm. That's just been the thing. So they're understanding that. Fair enough. So that's kind of the preamble of what happens next. So that's kind of where we are. The model that got us here won't be what gets us, what makes us move forward. We'll see what they say next. Let's go back to that tab. All right. So now, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, before you can continue here, I don't want to forget. Somebody earlier mentioned that the financials will be out tomorrow, and if they're bad, I know they want to blame it on Asha and company, but look. It's been what, 60-something days, 70 days?
Yeah.
Look, this is not falling on her legacy, let's say, or her future here. Let's not pretend like, everything bad is going to be her right now. Look, this is already in the books, all right? None of this that she's done so far is going to make any big changes to their financials, so...
To one quarter, that ended in March. It's not likely to be a major dent, right? A lot of the things have started this month. Something started last month, but it wasn't enough to really cause a sizable change.
No.
So, yeah. All right. So, Xbox will be where the world plays. Talk about a bold statement. Xbox will be where the world plays. What does Xbox become in this next era? Xbox will be where the world plays and creates. We will build a global platform that connects players and creators everywhere. Console is at the foundation, delivering a premium experience, and cloud brings that experience to any device. You can play where you want, and your games, progress, friends, and identity stay with you across console, PC, mobile, and cloud. Xbox will be built to be affordable, personal, and open. We will offer flexible pricing so it's easy to get started and keep playing. The experience will adapt to you letting you customize how you play, helping you find what you'll love, and connecting you with the right people. And we will be open to all creators, from individuals to the largest studios, giving anyone the tools to reach a global audience and keep their games growing over time. Our new North Star will be daily active players. We will execute this through 4 priorities: hardware, content, experience, and services. And we'll get into those, but we can just start with this, and we'll play through the hardware and the services and all that later. Thoughts?
Flexible
Holly, what do you think?
pricing. Yeah.
So, do you remember they used to have
All access?
They used to have, where you could buy the console and a monthly for 2 years. It was like a free loan, basically, right?
Sony's doing that right now, I believe.
Oh, they
with
have
their
to. Look how
consoles.
expensive their consoles are.
Yeah. Oh, no. Look how expensive the Helix is going to be. They need this flexible pricing.
Exactly, right? So when they say affordable, they don't necessarily mean that the console is going to be $400, right? And they're just going to take this massive bath. What they mean is they're going to be able to set up this financing plan. I think they're going to go back to that, right? Where they have the financing plan, which is smart, right? We live in a world where Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay, all of those are used on a daily basis by so many people, right? So if you can get people to get this really nice console that'll play all your PC games too, and have access to all of these other storefronts, not just ours, that kind of thing, and sell it to them for the low price of $50 a month with your Game Pass in it or something like that, right? Then for the next 3 years or whatever they're going to do for the term, I think it was 2 years before. Super smart. It's a super smart thing to do. And it gets a lot of people who are even like, well, maybe I'll get that for my second console because it's not that much and whatever, right? I don't have to put it on my credit card. Even though everybody should know that all of those Klarna, Afterpay, all of those are now reported to the credit bureau. They just made that rule recently, that they're all now reported to the credit bureau, and they weren't before. So if you choose to do it, just so you know.
So why weren't they reported before?
Because it was some kind of loophole where it wasn't a credit card and it wasn't like a true loan, right? It was some other kind of thing, and the credit bureau was like, people are taking how many of these and then they're not paying them, and then they have to go after them, right, through credit bureaus and stuff. So they just decided to do it that way. Anyway, so I think that's really smart. The global thing, I don't know how they've not figured how to do that, but she's different leadership, so she might have a completely different perspective on how to grow into other markets. But it's tough with the market share that Sony has. And then Asia is all about PC, right? Asia's heavily invested in PC. So, I mean, that's a chance for them, right? To be like, hey, you don't need that massive tower. You could just have our cute little box, right? I don't know.
They also have to have games that appeal to an Asian market as well.
Well, but you're going to have Epic. You're probably going to have Steam on the box. You're going to have, you know what I mean? Like, that's the appeal is it's not just Steam.
No, but you also do need certain genres and stuff of games to appeal to some of these different countries. They may be more into certain games. I
think those games will be there because of PC, right? So they'll be there.
Yeah. But I'm talking about even from like Xbox themselves. Even if we're talking mobile as well here. We're talking everything from them: mobile, PC. They have a lot,
and they have some of those. Apparently, some of their ABK games are very big in Asia. But either way, whatever.
But
I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
You have to appeal to these people, even with the console itself. I don't know how they do that necessarily. Look, Asha's smart. I do believe if I think she could do a better job selling a console to people than the last leaders we had. I'll just say that. Just
All
by
right,
reading what she's written and everything, I just think she's just smart.
All right. All right. So my thoughts on this. It's a hell of a statement. Xbox will be where the world plays. That's a hell of a statement. But it's a good North Star, right? Though they listed their North Star now as not being monthly active users, it's daily active players, which goes more towards what they're talking about, where it's getting the eyeballs in your arena and then keeping them there, instead of them moving to a YouTube or a Twitch or a TikTok or something else, or even another platform, right? It's more, hey, I've got you. I want to keep you here and not have you move to another medium where I've now lost your time. This is just stuff that they are going to have to kind of play through. It's tough to do, but we will see what they do, right? But they're going to try to look for daily active players. Go ahead, sorry.
I wish they would buy Twitch. I wish they would buy Twitch.
They can't. It's Amazon, right?
Yeah, but it loses money for Amazon. It's like literally a money dump for them every year. They don't make money on Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they had the Mixer thing, and that didn't work out, right?
They should bring it back, because Twitch has gone to HE double hockey sticks. So, I mean, they have an opportunity, and it would be cool if that's how they could find the way into like the younger audience and the younger market, right?
Yeah, anyway, I mean, look, there's partnership potential that takes it in a different direction, right? So they don't necessarily have to go buy it. But what if Netflix got into that and said, hey, we want to do that kind of content, and they get serious about it. They have the direct to you, but they don't have they have the infrastructure that they've got. Yeah. It's really just can they get user generated stuff instead of their Hollywood generated stuff, and it could be an interesting partnership, right? Why not? Like they can attach to a big naming brand, like in the gaming world. Maybe that helps them, and they can kind of co-put something together, collaborate on something that actually works well for both of them. That's a possibility, right? So the problem with Mixer was Twitch, right? If Twitch isn't is not in as good a state as it could be, well, that's an option, right? YouTube already does UGC, so it's already there. It's the whole point of YouTube, and it's not probable that Google will be happy to partner with Microsoft and just going on past. You can't
even stream to YouTube from your console to this day, since PlayStation's had it for like 10 years. It's stupid.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's not going to be a thing, but there's nothing stopping somebody like that coming in and saying, hey, we want to try this. It's an area that they might be interested in. So look, options are available. I see this as directionally looking at where they are and how they want to get to something bigger. The original plan, I think, was it 2 or 3 billion players, something like that Phil had, right? They've gotten to 500 million. How do you grow that, right? And they're going to look for ways to get there. A lot of that does have to be, you have to entice players across the globe. You can only do so much with the current player base you have. You have to expand it. And that might be, to your point, Fonz, having games that they want, that players want to come to you for.
Somebody mentioned earlier, Diablo's really big in Asia as well.
Yeah. There are some ABK games that are big in Asia. Affordable. Affordable, personal. Open, we understand what that is, right? Personal. This is an area I'm amazed that they haven't taken advantage of. Back in like the 360 era, the Xbox One era, there were console du jour of like, hey, this new game coming out, we're gonna have a console for that. Hey, that new game, there's a console for that. They've had these wraps for a couple of them, but I am stunned that this is not a thing. I say this all the time. I literally bought the Xbox One X Gears Edition because it looked good. I did not need it at all. It just looked fucking amazing, and I'm like,
you're right. People buy them, just like the controllers. They buy the controllers that are custom.
Yep, did not need it at all. I spent $500 on a console just because it looks stunning. I gotta buy it.
Yep.
I gotta fucking buy it. That's it.
I lined up at Best Buy at 3 a.m. to get that Halo Series X.
I did the same thing. I have the Halo Edition console. It's the only freaking custom console that I think they put out. And I'm like, why?
And it's
why
really
are you not
not
putting
that
out
cool.
consoles?
They used to make better custom consoles back in the day.
Yeah.
Gorgeous consoles. Remember the
And-
Gears Xbox One, Arctic white one?
That's the one I got, the 1X.
Freaking
It was
awesome.
awesome with the holographic Gears logo on it. I'm like, yeah, I had to. That was it. I had to buy it. I'm like, this thing is so fucking awesome. I have to buy it. And like so, and this is all built already there. They have Design Lab. All you have to do is add console. You can build your own personal custom, whatever you want. Change the
Yeah,
entire
you're
look,
right.
whatever
Oh,
you
yeah.
want. You have an option. It's right there. Just do it. People will pay $100 extra. They will do, and they'll wait. They don't care. They want that custom. Do it.
Yep.
It's so obvious. Just do it. So that is something. If they're calling that out, I hope that's where she's going to take it. Personal. Yes, I want that custom console. The next freaking, Fable comes out, and you have a nice console with a freaking good-looking full design around it. Hell yeah, let's do it. That's the thing they need to do. Affordable. I think there's more to that. That'll come in the hardware section. But yeah, affordable is going to be a very interesting one going forward, especially since there was an interview a little bit later that talks about how expensive the Helix is going to be.
Yeah, I've been thinking that is also along the lines of the OEM stuff. Like,
it may not be.
I think
just
they
that,
may
but
be.
yeah,
Yeah,
it may be that too.
Cheaper alternatives. Yeah.
But all right. So continuing on from there, let's go into the categories, and this is where I think it comes in. So Stabilize Gen 9 as a healthy and high quality base, and
now
this
I know
is
where
what
you're
I
going.
think she means. Okay,
Yeah.
you just take that one line right there. They're gonna keep selling that Series S and X, and that is gonna be your cheap entry point. They're gonna try to make that cheaper and try to sell it to you cheaper. That's what they're gonna do. Because Helix ain't gonna be cheap. I think that's what they're saying here. You can see it in the second line, which says, deliver Project Helix to lead in performance and play your console and PC games. I'm pretty sure they're going to say that's going to be expensive. You want that? No problem. That's the high-end premium experience. You want the standard experience. We're going to keep supporting.
We have a
the
console
Gen
for
9.
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they're not going to say it like that, but they are going to say that.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to say.
Yep.
I think that Series S and X are going to be around for a while,
Ah,
and that's going to be your base. That's going to be cheap. You
I
need
don't
to buy
think
one of
the
those.
S is though. I think they'll I think it'll only be the X.
If they can get the X down to $300, sure. If they can't, that Series S is going to still be there because they need something
that thing
cheap.
is going to be a freaking potato for real next gen.
I mean, you can play your games on a Steam Deck. Okay, the games
Yeah,
run on a Steam Deck. So,
But horribly. I've seen them. They're bad.
hey,
My son has a Steam Deck.
people want to play games. If you say, "Look, I can only play GTA 6 on a Series S," they will buy the Series S. That's it. They just want to play games.
I know. I know,
So,
Hargy.
It's
You're not wrong.
I get it. Like people like me, I have a 4090. Obviously, I'm going to sit there. I choose to play there over the Xbox. It's like, oh, it's a little bit better. I'll play this. Like, I get where you're coming from, but a lot of players don't give a crap. They just want to play.
No,
So
you're right.
they
You're right.
block it
You're right.
$800, $900. They're like, no, I'll pay
Right.
$300. I'm good.
Yeah, my son has a Series S, and he plays some games on there, and he never complains.
Yeah, you can play the game. That's it. I can play the game. That's it. That's what they want. I can play the game. Good. Right? So first two lines right there. To me, that's what affordable means. Lead in comfortable, personal, high-performance accessories. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at new controllers, right? There's the leak that we had that showed us the potential new one. We don't know where they're going to go. I'm hoping there's an Elite 3 or something like that coming up soon. But they're yet to tell us all that. Build a strong ecosystem that expands choice and reach. And this, Fonz, is more to what you're saying. I think that's where the OEMs come in. But anyways, what do you guys think about just the hardware part? What do you guys think?
Holly, you haven't said much. I've been jumping in with Hargeet here.
Well, I think Hargy, what you said about the Series XS is completely reasonable, simply because also look at this generation, and like this is the first year where we're actually starting to see games not go to the 1X, right? So I think that's reasonable. It'll get them through the first at least few years, right? OEM, frankly, I'm surprised both of them haven't gone to OEM in the past, like long before now. But I guess to me, I think that they'll want to launch their own first, right? Like straight up, so. Like let's do the premium, let's get this thing out, make sure that everything's working good, right? Like there's not a lot of tweaking, right, for an iteration. And I wouldn't even be surprised if whatever they give third-party manufacturers to make is not at the same par, right, as their own. They would do something kind of in between, or, you know, give them specs that to meet that are certified by them, but maybe not right to the Helix level. Something, I don't know, just to keep their console still relevant, right? Like, and still something that people would want to get. And I have been since the PlayStation 5 came out, and I was like, these haptics, that sounds so lame. And then I played with it and I was like, oh shit, this is really cool. So I really like it, and I am really excited for an Xbox controller to come. And I love my Xbox controller. I have no problem with how it is now, but the haptics on the DualSense are just, they're really cool. They're really good. Like, I don't care. Like, the only one I don't like is the mic in it. I don't like the mic in it, and I don't like the speaker in it. I mean, the speaker is kind of okay in certain scenarios, but the mic, like an Astrobot, when you have to blow on that thing, like I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that on my Xbox controller, right? But everything else,
but when you feel it, like when he's walking on the sand, that stuff feels,
and he plink plink
like
plink, and you're
on the sand. Or the glass.
Even when like the bowstring, cool. You get the tension in it that's different, so you know, like, it's amazing. And it's taken way too long, because I remember doing a survey for that haptic feedback like 4 months after the consoles came out, because it was such a like big deal, and everybody's like, oh. And so I've been waiting, and I've been waiting, and I've been waiting for that ding dang controller. So I assume it's gonna come out with the next console, but damn it, I wish they would just release that thing now. And the other thing that they do is they always wait quite a while afterwards to do those features in the Elite. You got to do the Elite with that stuff like off the rip too. I think there's so many people. I feel like there's a lot of people that play with Elites, right? Like I think there's a lot of people that play with Elites. So you've built enough customer base that are always, you know, picking these things up and using those, that it'd be a big misstep to just not do it on the Elite until, you know, a year or two later. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and you know, they've kind of pushed back on the third gen Elite. So
it's still coming.
Blow on that thing. All right.
There you go.
All right.
Yep.
Of course, it's Fark that had to say it, right?
It's very awkward.
But I mean, maybe they're waiting to release the Elite 3 with those features. Who knows? Maybe around Helix.
I think so.
Man, I've got the coughs.
Oh.
Keep muting myself. You guys can talk without me.
Do you have any? I'm waiting on you. Do you have anything to add for hardware? Otherwise, I'll move to content.
No, go ahead and move to content. You guys covered it all.
Grow and extend an enduring portfolio of franchises players love. Interesting point. Evolve our third-party partnerships and strengthen our 5-year slate. Expand into China, emerging markets, and elevate creator-centric platforms like Minecraft, Elder Scrolls, and Sea of Thieves. Let's just add experience here, fix the fundamentals for players and partners, make Xbox the best place for developers and creators to build and grow, overhaul discovery, customization, social, and personalization to connect the community.
I don't know if it's gotten any better, but speaking on the make the Xbox the best place for developers and creators to build and grow, I've heard from some people out there that knew some developers and stuff that said they would have a hard time sometimes contacting or reaching out to Xbox and getting help and that sort of stuff. So hopefully they figured things out, because this has been probably a good year ago that I've heard some of this stuff. I don't know if they've gotten that, but at least she's addressing it, and that's good. Hopefully they do address all the problems they had. As for like extending their portfolio of the franchises players love, look, they're doing it with Gears right now with E-Day. We should have a very, very good, solid game in Gears E-Day. I expect this thing to be top notch. Coalition, UE5, I expect this thing to be just an amazing game. I mean, I have full confidence in that. However, they have other franchises they really need to work on. Halo being one of them. Either move it to another studio or let it die completely. I don't know. Like, I'm just not fond of Halo Studios, but they need some work. There's some work done there. They got a lot of work to do. They're bringing back Fable. If they could make Fable a really good game, you got another great franchise on your hands yet again to push out there. Because a lot of people did love Fable back in the day. I liked it, and I played all three of them, but I didn't love them, but I liked them. But from what I see of this one and everything, I'm interested. I'm excited to play it. I want to see more, of course, but yeah, expand into China. I mentioned that earlier. Mobile first. It's funny they put the mobile first audiences in there in that line too, because the mobile, I think a lot of people play mobile games in China, in Asia in general, in the Asian countries. There's a lot of mobile games being played there. Yeah, I think that it's all smart. It's all stuff that, you know, we know they should be getting into.
All right. And did Holly, I don't think you talked about this piece yet, right?
No, I guess to your point, Fonz, earlier, I think for the making it easier for developers, the other kind of flip side of that is that, like, they had at least two games, the biggest one being Wukong, right? And the debacle around Sony money hatting it and like all of the back end stuff about that, and then them claiming it was Xbox support and Xbox support being like, it's definitely not us, nobody contacted us, we've offered to help, kind of thing. But there have been times, right, where there's been some issues with porting to Xbox, and I think they just need to try to do a better job of getting ahead of, in a world where Wukong was actually because of the porting issues, that they get ahead of those things before it becomes a thing, right? Like they know all of the games coming, and they know which games are going to be the big games. So they should have a bigger, bolder presence with those developers during the development stage to make sure that they're accommodating them as best as possible to make sure that that game hits their console day one.
Yeah, for sure. Hargeet?
Yeah, so I mean, you guys have pretty much covered everything. The only thing that you haven't is the third-party partnerships and strengthen our 5-year slate. So it sounds like they're trying to put together the Ninja Gaidens and things like that, so that they have something going forward for the next few years with their third parties. That's good. You want to have that kind of filled out. That's an awesome thing. They had a couple of games that we've been hearing about that they've been partnering on with new studios here and there, right? So cool stuff. So hopefully that changes that. Evolving it, I'm assuming means a lot of play anywhere. Maybe day and date Game Pass games. I don't know. We'll see what that really means. But it's good that they're looking to do that. You've already mentioned emerging markets in China, right? So like they already had initiatives in Africa, in Southeast Asia, right? So just continue to expand that. So good stuff there. Expanded in China, not a problem there. Obviously, then you keep doing that. They also just need to expand in Japan, right? That they kind of need to really solidify. So just good things to see there. I hope they also focus on expansion into Europe, right? So, but they have a good slate of content that they get from that arena. Hopefully, the experience gets better for the people out there. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of cool things here. There's personalization, there's customization. Hopefully, they do a lot with that in those areas. Yeah, we'll see what they do with the experience. Obviously, the fundamentals, they're right. The fundamentals, like I cannot stand the PC like stupidities that keep happening. That needs to just get ironed out. It should just be easy. So they need to fix that stuff. But all right, moving to the next part. Services. Fortify Game Pass with clear differentiation and sustainable economics. Well, that's an interesting one. Return the business to durable growth with strong cost discipline. Okay, that could be eerie. Make cloud play feel native, fast, and reliable across TVs and low-cost devices. And use mergers and acquisitions deliberately to accelerate growth where organic paths are too slow. All along the way, we will reevaluate our approach to exclusivity, windowing, and AI, and share more as we learn and decide. Some big stuff there. What do you guys think? Holly, why don't you go?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot there. There's a lot. Everybody's always scared of AI. She had to put it in there because we know AI is the future in general, right? But she handled it well. And because of her AI background, I would expect her to have an AI-centric focus as well. Other than that, make cloud play feel native. This is the one where I'm like, I don't know who's asking for cloud. Who's really actually asking for cloud? I mean, great if you can make it so seamless that if I can launch this game from cloud the same as it is, it's downloaded on my console, and I can't tell a difference. Sure, maybe, but do I care? I just don't care, right? Like if I want to play something, I'll just download it. They really push cloud because I think, they sort of have to with Microsoft and all that, but like, and it is the future, right? Like one day it will be something that will be very common, but it's just, I just don't feel like people are asking for this on the whole, right? Durable growth, good luck, because gaming across the board is definitely having issues with growth. It's in a shrinkage. It got cold. It's in shrinkage, right? So I don't know. I mean, Xbox, luckily for them, is in third place, so they have the most room to grow, right? But it's just a holistic market problem. And Fortify Game Pass, I mean, that's good for everybody who has Game Pass, because it just seems like it's not going to get cut. It's going to be part of their overall strategic plan. But that's all I got.
Fonz?
Oh, sorry, muted. The most interesting one here for me here, because I mean, this is, again, it's a lot of corpo speak. And of course, like, yeah, we want to make Xbox the best thing ever, that sort of stuff, as well as Game Pass. But the first one with the Fortify Game Pass with clear differentiation and sustainable economics, to me, it screams like, well, they want to make they want to do a lot of changes in Game Pass. That's what it screams. There's and Hargeet, to your point earlier about the possibility of them removing more games, well, it's a possibility. But this could just simply mean you're going to get more tiers, or tiers that you know that absolutely don't have any freaking day ones, and tiers that, you know, we could have the a la carte thing going on and everything in there. But that's what it tells me. It tells me that there's going to be some big changes coming to Game Pass. I don't know what. Maybe the ones that we've heard just recently, where you get a free tier with ads, and then you get some other tiers that are kind of similar to what we have now. But a lot of things are being looked at, like we've been hearing for so long, for so many months now, especially ever since Asha took over a couple of months now. Yeah, that's the one that stands out to me, though. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Game Pass. Everything else is just kind of like, you know, corpo stuff. Like, we want to be the best. We want to grow. We want to. Yeah, it's just...
I'm surprised you're not talking about exclusivity, but okay.
Well, because the exclusivity thing, okay, because I've talked about that a lot on here, and I didn't really want to say too much, but I've changed my mind about exclusivity. I used to think that exclusivity, like the live service games, should go elsewhere, you know, let everybody play those and you get money from all these. I don't think so anymore. I think that it's all or nothing. I think everything should be exclusive. Absolutely everything, including COD. And the reason why is because those are your system sellers. COD is your system seller. If you take away COD from PlayStation, and PlayStation folks buy COD every year, they're going to have to buy into your ecosystem somewhere, whether that be your Windows store or it be a Helix. But I know they have a 10-year thing going on with COD, but everything else should be freaking exclusive. And when that 10-year thing is up, you take COD off the plate, because that is the only way I see them really growing their console, their platforms, is to make all of those games exclusive again. Every one of them, all those big games. Because those are the ones that sell consoles. They're system sellers. And you can't argue that one. None of you can argue that COD is not a game that would sell their platform. It absolutely would be. Do I think they would do it? No. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they're brave enough to do it. Because I think it would cost them, they would lose a lot of money initially, for sure. Would they want to accept that? Would they lose money, lose out on sales next gen? Or in 10 years from now, whenever they, you know, can remove COD? I don't think they would. But they should. I don't know. That's the way I see it.
All right. All right. Fortify Game Pass. I think you guys kind of covered it. Sustainable economics. We will see. Return the business to durable growth and with strong cost discipline. Now, this can be somewhat troublesome. It could mean layoffs. It could just mean, you know, efficiency gains by doing things more, coordinatedly across teams, things like that. I mean, it's possible that's all they're looking to do, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's layoffs. But anyway, I mean, we've already heard rumors of Microsoft layoffs. But cost discipline, usually those words tend to come along with some people getting pink slips. So expect that to happen, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Cloud Play, as you all know, fuck cloud, I don't care. Use mergers and acquisitions deliberately to accelerate growth where organic paths are too slow. So this one's very interesting to me because now we're back to acquisition season. The question is what, though? Organic paths are too slow. So that would not be something small, right? If it's something small, they could just do it. Microsoft can just do it. It's got to be something established and big that's going to be entrenched enough to be difficult to displace. What does that sound like?
Twitch.
A certain
No, I'm
PC. I mean, Twitch is totally in the realm. It's totally in the realm.
Just kidding.
But
They
a
should,
certain
but it's funny.
store that everybody talks about that is too entrenched on the platform that Microsoft owns. What could that
There's
be?
no
Oh,
way
yeah,
they're
right,
gonna buy
Steam.
Steam. I just don't ever.
Why?
I just don't. I don't see that
Because
happening.
Gabe won't sell it.
Well, and
I don't know where we get
I
that
mean-
idea, but okay.
I don't think he will.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think he would.
I think anything can happen. But anyway, that would be the obvious target to me. That would be beyond a standard organic path. They've already tried the organic path. And where are we with that? Yeah, exactly. So anyway, as far as exclusivity, windowing is, I think, a waste of time. I don't see the value in that. So I'm assuming what windowing means is it's an exclusive window. You have 6 months or a year of exclusivity or whatever it is. That's just why.
No
just a slap in the
timed
face to everybody.
exclusivity.
I
Timed
just don't
is
see the point.
it doesn't work. Okay. First of all, people have too much to play. You try to say it's 6 months away or a year away. By that
who
time,
cares?
because people will
They'll
wait,
moved on.
but by that time they'll have moved on. And when that game
They'll
comes
moved
out,
on.
you know what they'll say? This is the number one thing that happens with timed exclusivity. I know for a fact they're going to say, "Oh, it's a little too expensive. I'll wait for a sale."
And then never get to it. You
And
know,
never
it's
get
just
to
the way it is. Yeah, and so
They lose
I think
interest.
that's pointless. Windowing is entirely pointless. If you're doing
It's
it,
dumb.
just fucking do it. Either do it or don't.
Yep.
Exclusivity or no.
The only
I'm not-
way
otherwise,
timed
like, it just makes no
exclusivity
sense.
works is if it's a very long window and you're buying up like more than 50% of the big games that are coming out that you know people want to play into exclusivity or timed exclusivity. You know what I mean? Where there's just an overwhelming ocean of timed exclusives that you're like, I was going to get this. Oh, no, I can't. I was going to get, oh, no, I can't. Right? Like, and that would be ridiculous and just pointless at that point.
Yeah, but there's
so
so much to play. Most people, by the time that game comes out on their platform, they're on to something else. They're playing things, and
But that's what I'm saying. You'd have to buy up so many to
Yeah,
really
that's-
cause a
yeah,
disruption in their life. And like that would, I just feel like that's not worth it. It would be ridiculous.
So yeah, I'm
Third
not
party,
sure about the
yeah.
windowing thing. AI, look, it just depends how they leverage that, right? We've talked ad nauseum about AI, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, M&A sounds interesting. Some of these things sound terrifying, but some of these are interesting, and we'll see where it goes. The exclusivity thing, we just keep hearing rumors about things that are coming, but you know what's going to happen. We'll see.
I don't know. Yeah, no, nobody really knows right now.
Yeah, it's all up in the
I don't
air,
think they're going to. Honestly, I think this is my honest thought. I think they're going to do timed exclusives on a case by case basis. That's it. That's what I think they're going to do, and I don't.
Which
think
I think is a
that's going to
waste.
do anything. It's a waste of
Yeah.
time.
I think
and
they
money.
should just either do it or don't. You're either exclusive or you're not, and just move on.
Yep.
All right, next section. All right, this is an interesting one. We are Xbox. To achieve our master plan, the way we work must transform. Our best work happens when the full stack moves together. Microsoft Gaming describes our structure, but it does not describe our ambition. So we are going back to where we started and changing our team's name. We are Xbox. We are a high agency culture where wild and wonderful ideas thrive. Our job is not to smooth over our differences, but to connect everyone into something greater than any one studio or product. We have to be honest about where we are. We're a challenger, and meeting this moment will require pace, energy, and a level of self-critique that should feel uncomfortable. At our best, we earn every player, protect our art, stay rebellious, progress over perfection, signal over ceremony, core before more, outwork the problem, speed is learning, makers over managers, clarity is kindness. Over the last 5 years, Xbox and the industry have been through an unimaginable amount of change, and this team has continued to deliver through it for our community. Thank you for staying focused on what matters. 62 days in, we're proud of how we've honored our commitments of great games, return of Xbox, and future of play. We're here to do the most creative and courageous work of our lives, and that's what we'll do together. With gratitude, Matt and Asha. So some fun stuff there. Take it away, Fonz.
For one, the Microsoft gaming thing was not a good road to go down. Like, look, as much as there's a bad stigma around Xbox and the name, and look, it's even worse for Microsoft, and it's been that way for many, many years. So anytime I saw Microsoft gaming, I was like, that's stupid. Like, they better not go down that road and call themselves Microsoft Gaming, which for a time I thought that was going to happen. I thought that's where they were headed. Apparently not. Because Asha, I mean, look, stating that, you know, this whole thing, it's nice, it's warm, it's fuzzy for a lot of Xbox fans to read this, where Xbox is back again. But I read it as just, you know, again, this is just stuff that they're just trying to, Asha's good at this, make people feel good about the brand. Like, that's her job. I want to see them actually like do some of this stuff. As Holly said earlier, if they do 50% of all of this stuff that was in this article here, it would be good, really good for Xbox. Do I believe like all of this stuff is just, it's lip service? No. I think some of it, I think her intentions are good. I think she really wants to do some of this stuff, but I don't know how it's all going to get done and how she's going to accomplish it, because it's tough. They're in a spot right now that just recently we've started to hear some good PR about Xbox again. And I've been seeing videos from some people that have been very vocal against Xbox, kind of even championing Asha recently and saying that, you know, they like where she's coming from and where she wants to bring the brand. But again, they're like me, it's kind of like they're apprehensive to say, well, this is how it's going to go. Everything's going to be great. You know, and as we said at the top of the show, a lot of people were doing victory laps, thinking like, oh, because she put out all these statements that this is all happening and it's coming. It's like, slow your roll. It's going to take a while. Just like the financials, if they come out and they're a little bad or whatever tomorrow, it's going to take time for anybody to get in there and do any type of good for this freaking division that has been just not in a great situation for how long? Like, it's been years. But yeah, I think, you know, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with them. Holly, if you want to add anything, go ahead.
Yeah, I am exactly right. That's exactly what I have to say. That's exactly what I said. It's just nice at this particular moment to have a rare, just warm and fuzzy feeling about Xbox again. In a year, it'll be interesting to see what the check-in is on that, of course, right? But they like I saw this guy on Twitter the other day. He's a content creator. He's got a pretty big following, and he does Nintendo. He's like primarily a Nintendo guy, and he was shitting on the parasocial relationship, blah blah blah. And I saw like 3 or 4 tweets responding to people and whatever. And I just finally was just adding him, and I was like, hey, just respectfully, like, why do you care? Why is this such a big deal to you? Like, you know, you're a Nintendo. You get W's all the time, right? Like, the Xbox people, just let them have this moment. Like, it's not a, you know, like, I don't understand what the problem is. And they said, "Whoa, clearly I like all platforms." And I was like, "Okay, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to argue with you." But like, it's nice to see Xbox on what feels like an upward trajectory. But the problem is let's temper our like Aaron Greenberg always says about showcases, temper your expectations, because it's all her learning and buying goodwill, and Microsoft set her up to have a lot of like these little W's, right, that are coming out as she was just officially taking over, right? They set up a lot of things so that when the handoff went over, it made good PR for her, and that was very smart of them. So let's see where she actually takes the role and takes the mantle and see what she does, with hopeful optimism, but realistic, right?
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
and just to touch on the parasocial thing that you mentioned, like, I know people talk about, people have had breakfast, in the community with some of the execs or whatever, or you get to meet them at a fan fest or anything, that sort of thing. Like, the opportunity is there anyway. Or, they played games with them in, party chat. I've been in a party chat before with Phil Spencer. It's kind of ridiculous, because some of these same people that talk like this would do the same things for their brand if they had a fan fest or if they reached out to them.
Exactly.
I see posts all the time calling, Mark Cerny's the GOAT. Oh, they should put a statue up of Mark Cerny at PlayStation headquarters. Like, the same things are said about certain people on that side, of the console situation. It's
to your
just
point,
ridiculous.
Bonds,
It's disingenuous.
You know who met and has a picture with Mark Cerny? King David. You know who doesn't? These ponies who don't go out and actually meet them.
Well,
He was there at Playdays. So was
that's the
Shuhei
thing.
Yoshida.
Oh, I'm sure, I'm sure some PlayStation fans took pictures with him there as well. Maybe not in this community, but my point is,
parasocial. Oh no.
the thing is, my point is though, it's like, Asha's not jumping into party chats with people. Asha's not freaking meeting these people and calling them her friends. Like, that sort of stuff, we understand, like, for me, I understand that these people aren't friends. Like, I've met Aaron Greenberg several times. Like, I know he's not my friend, and I don't pretend to be a friend. Phil Spencer, I had the opportunity to meet him several times. I chose not to. Not because I didn't want to or anything, but I don't want to bother him. Like, I'm seeing him sitting there freaking having a drink or whatever. I'm not going to go over to him and say hi or whatever. But if other people do, so be it. Whatever. Who cares? Like, it's none of my concern. It's none of your concern. And a lot of these people that talk would do the same thing. They would do the same thing. They would walk over there and say hi to a Yoshida or a Mark Cerny. This stuff, it's dumb. At the end of the day, it's dumb. And I think most of the backlash, though, it comes from them talking to people too much online. That's what a lot of people say. Oh, they just keep saying things to people. Well, they're saying it to everybody. You're reading it yourself. Like, just because they're saying rah Xbox doesn't mean that freaking, it's a terrible thing. I don't know. It's that argument is a bit disingenuous because, yeah, can it be a bit weird to see a bunch of freaking men go rushing up to somebody to go say hi to them and bother them? Yes, it can. But do I really
like football
freaking
players?
care? No.
I was going to say, you see
don't
that at
care.
baseball games all the time, right?
Yeah. But that's my perspective. Do I really give a shit? No. Do these people really think they're friends with these people? No, they want to meet them. That's it. That's it.
Like Hollywood actors.
Yeah, it's
hard for them. Yeah. They just don't have the
we've
same
seen
opportunities.
it, Holly.
It's
I mean,
jealous.
Hargeet, you too. Like we've all seen this happen, and it's just it's like whatever. If he wants to bother that man while he's just sitting there with other people, it ain't me. You know, I don't care.
Yeah, and didn't the PlayStation fanboys have somebody named David Jaffe in their little podcast? They don't do that, so they're not doing the same thing. Is that not parasocial? Wasn't he not the inventor of certain games in PlayStation? Oh, he was. Okay, whatever. There's all sorts of baloney. It is what it is. I'll give my opinion on this part of it.
Well, back in when there was E3 and there used to be Sony show. Sorry, I have the hiccups.
There used
Sony
to be
shows at E3.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you that every one of them was, trying to shake the hands of one of those or get a quick picture with them or whatever, right?
They did. There used to be a PlayStation experience many years ago.
Yeah, of course they
did. It's just a disingenuous conversation. Every time this parasocial thing is brought up, it's very disingenuous. Did they maybe go over, or did some people go overboard with that relationship that they thought they had between exec and gamer? Yes, there have been those, but
that's literally everything everywhere and all the time. You know what I mean? Like there's just people that take
and
things
it's
a little
because
too far.
Xbox constantly talks and opens up and is more transparent on social media that everybody like wants to give them shit for that. You know, like they just need to shut up, just stop talking. You know, that sort of thing.
All right, so we are Xbox. An interesting switch back to what they should be, I guess, right? This was the Xbox division. Microsoft Gaming is what they are. That's fair, but they need to really have an identity, and that's fair. Like Xbox is their identity. Cool. So they're going to go back to that. As far as the statement here, we have to be honest about where we are. I like that they're being candid, or she is being candid. They're not industry leader. They're not. No, we're a challenger. A challenger needs to actually challenge. They need to compete. So that's a bold statement again. They need to meet the moment, and they need to actually go out there and earn every player. One of the first things that they put here. Yep. Protect the art. Sure. Stay rebellious. Yeah, they were kind of getting into the point of saying, well, what's the safe path? How do we put this over there and make more money? And no, you got to stay rebellious. Go do crazy ass things. Progress over perfection. There's been a lot of that, like everything has to be dotted and everything has to be like, no. Sometimes you just try shit and see if it sticks. If it doesn't, fine, change. Signal over ceremony. For those who don't know what that is you basically prefer to continue your development path the way it is without taking any input from what's coming at you, right? So you can see somebody saying, this doesn't look good. Maybe we should change this. You just ignore that. No. We have this gate to get through. We'll just get to that gate, and then we'll worry about what happens afterwards. Like, no. If you're seeing messages that say this is not going the right way, fix it. Go to the signal and see what's going on, instead of just continuing down the path and just running through every checkpoint. No, you need to look at what's coming at you and fix it. So go take the signals and change things. Core before more. Do not ignore your core fan base. What a nice statement to have, right? It was a lot about how do we expand to other fan bases. Well, how about this fan base, the one that stuck by you? Core before more. Outwork the problem. That one's pretty obvious. Speed is learning. Try something, fail. See if it worked. If it didn't, fine, you learn. Makers over managers. Yep. Who cares about managers? Sorry, I don't mean to be mean to managers, but whatevs. We need the people making the stuff, not the people managing the people making the stuff. So yes, more people doing the work. Clarity. Yes. Be clear about what you're doing. Timed exclusive. We just won't tell you. No, fuck that. Yeah, no, just be clear. It's coming or it's not. And if it is, then just freaking do it day and date. If it's going to be this timed exclusive bullshit, then just tell people it's going to be timed exclusive, because that's bullshit too. Actually, clarity on all these things that you're doing is going to be a very useful thing to have. Yes, clarity is kindness. The rest of it just kind of going over where they've been, where they're going 62 days in, right? Cool. I think this was a bold directional statement from Asha. I'm sure Matt had part of it, but it's really mostly Asha. And you can tell where she's like totally changing directions from where they were, right? And moving to a different area. So
I would argue that Core Before More is just basically their hardcore fans, whether it be on PC or
correct.
Xbox
Yeah,
consoles.
it's Core Before More. Exactly.
Yeah,
your core fan base.
Because there's a lot of hardcore Xbox guys who've moved to PC and they're playing on PC mostly. And that, that's just one of the things. I wanted to get this super chat here from Neil B. Thanks a lot for the 10, Neil. He's been a long time subscriber, man, for years. So I shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. Said, hello, Fonz, Hargeet, and that blue number. I hope all of you are doing well. When it comes to exclusives, should it be Xbox only or Xbox and PC only? The way to go, in your opinion. As I've stated, the core is on both. It would be on both. I wouldn't remove games from PC totally. No. If they wanted to allocate those games to Windows Store, then so be it. That's where I would have to buy the games. But removing it completely from the Windows Store, no. Just from other platforms like PlayStation, Nintendo, and whatever else might come out there. The Neo Geo that sold pretty well, apparently. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, that one's answered pretty easily because they've sold the Xbox ROG Ally X and ROG Ally, which are running Windows. There's no way they're not going to release their games on their own Xbox device. It's going to happen. So they're coming out on PC. So yeah, that one's unlikely. It's going to be PC and Xbox.
No, everything is not an Xbox. No, it's not. I've always been against that. No, I used to argue with Colt all the time about that. No, it's not. PC, though, the PC space is Xbox as well, because that's where they're at, all their games. And it'll continue to be that way. Matter of fact, more so with the Helix, because they'll just be making PC games. So they would have to actually port to PlayStation and pay for that port to PlayStation to port games over there. That's why I just think it's one of those long plays. It's not really for the short play, because they're going to lose money by taking games off of PlayStation initially. But once you start gaining people into your ecosystem, that's when you start making the money. That's why I think they should just go all out and be like, everything's exclusive, and just try to get people in their ecosystem. That's how I see it. Anyway, what's the biggest takeaway after you read all that? Thanks for reading that, Hargeet. For me, again, it just comes down to Asha. I mean, that's her job. She knows how to engage with people. She's saying a lot of the right things. Now we just have to see it come to fruition. That's what we have to see.
Yeah,
and I know not everything will be. Holly? Do you still have hiccups?
No, I think they finally passed. Man, I haven't had the hiccups in forever. The timing on that's amazing. I agree with you guys about PC. Just to close the loop on Neil. They've been on PC way too long, even if, right? And I just don't think there's no rewards between, PC stores. It's just kind of open free market. It doesn't really act in the same way as it does console to console. Plus, I mean, if anything, it's better for everybody because Xbox is going to do the most to try to make their PC store better. And since that's what Helix is really going to be based on, it's good for us because it's going to drive them to just put a lot more effort into their store and into the party chat and into ecosystem stuff.
Yeah, Hargeet, what was your overall takeaway, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good shift, right? So it's certainly directionally different from where they were going before. Uh, Again, a lot of like what you said, it's it remains to be seen what actually happens, right? We've already seen some of it implemented. Cool. And there's some good things happening. But we will see the major directional changes over time and see where they go, right? So are they going to renege on the, moving all the games everywhere thing and go to exclusives? I don't know. Are they, going to pull back more games from Game Pass day and date? Again, I don't know. Are they going to create new tiers? We already hear rumors of something coming with Discord, right? With the stuff put out by both Discord and Asha, right, to say that, hey, there's something coming with Game Pass and Discord, and we have rumors that that's going to be a lower tier version that's going to be just be bundled with Nitro. That's interesting too, right? So is that going to lead to something with a Netflix or a different streaming service as well, and say we're bundling in Game Pass, and they're going to drive up growth of Game Pass that way? There's all sorts of potentials here, and she's certainly coming at it from different angles. And I kind of like that piece of it more than anything else, is right. There's like things were kind of getting settled into a standard path, whereas she's saying, let's disrupt everything. Let's be rebellious. Right. And that generally, that feeling of like sort of a startup company mentality generally leads to cool things. Sometimes it leads to massive failure. That's fair too.
But we're talking about
But
a $3 trillion company here, though.
But that's the thing. They can take some hits, but they can also leapfrog everybody else by doing things that are cool, right? And so they have the opportunity, and they were doing all sorts of industry bending things before, right? They were changing things in large ways because they were just making bets, and they're like, I think this will happen. They made some other bets that failed miserably, a la the DRM, right? The hey, we're gonna require you to log, but when your Xbox One is available, we can share your games with your family, no problem, all the time. Digitally share your games with your family. Oh, that's cool. But people hated the whole internet thing. Like, okay, fine, whatever. So that went away. That was a bet that could have panned out and been great. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Do
you know what? One thing that I'm wondering, could she bring back the family plan for Game Pass? A lot of people were like disappointed.
That's another thing that's on the table, right? It's on the table. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's a question of how much it is, right? So
yeah,
I think overall, though, from the messaging of this thing, I like the 10 items, whatever, that kind of go over what the sort of directional values they have, right, of what they're going to be doing. Awesome. A lot of that's awesome. Again, it remains to be seen how that works and flows through a 15,000 people company, right? That's the division of Xbox at Microsoft. So it's not like it's a very simple thing to do, but hopefully coming from the top, going down, like, hey, this is the mindset we need to have, and let's start shifting the way we do things. All the while, they still have to deliver a massive portfolio of games with a high quality bar. So we're going to see how that all plays out, right? So it's yet to be seen how that all plays out. But at least on paper, it sounds good. But we'll see. I don't, there are always those who are entrenched like that just want to push against everything, and they can always cause problems. And then again, she could come in and say, well, I don't need that mentality. Guy, you're gone. Bye. Just go. Right. And so we'll see how much of that happens. I'm also interested in how much you might want to bring in other people who have done this well. There are plenty of people out there who
Yoshida's available.
Yeah, poo Xbox. You laugh,
He's
but
available.
Why not?
Yeah.
It would be cool.
Right? Why not?
It would be cool. Yeah, not Sean.
Like, why not? I mean,
and him and Asha can reenact that. This is how you trade games. And,
yeah,
hit a button.
But like, look, he brings a world of knowledge on running studios, on running the entire PlayStation division at Sony. Like, why not? If he is available and you can bring that talent in, if nothing else, say, you know what, I'm giving you Asia. Just figure it out for me. Carte blanche. Just go do whatever you want. Right? Make Asia happen for Xbox.
He's got the
Like,
connections
why not?
too. You know, he's got connections, right?
Yeah, he's got
Literally,
for
like,
sure.
he knows
for
everyone
sure.
there. Why not? Like, absolutely. Like, opportunities don't always come by, and I don't know if he wants to continue to do stuff like that, if he wants to take on that challenge or not. But if he does, the hell with it. And you know, we did get the news of, like, I don't know if we want to talk about that one, but that he was canned by Jim Ryan. He was basically fired by Jim Ryan. And like, okay, and he's the one saying that, not some rumor. This is him saying it. And like, if that's the case, and they let go of a talent like that, like, why not take advantage of that? Like, I don't see why not. Like, so if he's interested, sure, bring him on. But that's up to her, right? I think they could do a huge pivot into that region if they want to focus correctly. He also knows how to get the quality bar up, right? We know that. Like, the games that he put out, like, he needed the quality to be high. And if that's something they want to use, you know, him for, like, why not? I just don't see why there's a negative there. He's available. It's not like you don't have money. Pay the guy, get him. You know, see if he can.
Well, I mean, like, the same thing happened the other day. You know, remember that whole thing with Sean Layden talking badly about Game Pass, and then, you know, she just said, "Hey, you know,
let's talk.
Call me. Let's talk."
Yeah, let's
talk. You know, and it's, look, I mean, people can. Yes, DJ Marshman in the chat said Xbox is down bad. Yeah, they're down. Of course they are, and at least Asha is trying to pick them back up. Again, it's like, I don't want to give too many accolades because she hasn't done a lot, but she's already done more than we've seen in the last couple of years.
Exactly.
And that's saying
it seemed
something.
like it was just like, right? It wasn't really like the games were there, but the rest was like, okay.
and I again, I like the attitude and the position she's taking, the positivity and stuff, but also acknowledging all the faults. She didn't disregard anything in that statement. Like, she knows they're in a bad position. And that's what's clear to me. Also, the fact that she's so fast at reacting to things and doing things.
Yeah.
Like, you got to give her credit. Like, she's trying with this brand. And I applaud her for that, at the very least.
Well, it's very high stakes for her too, right? Because this is probably by far the most significant role that she's had in her career, right? Bouncing up the ladder. She's still pretty young. So if she could take Xbox, right, and do some really big things for it in the next 5 to 10 years, right? Like, she's looking at CEO of something even bigger than that, right? So she's got incentive to do really well. Also, I just wanted, the other thing that I find kind of just interesting in all of this is, like, people aren't really talking about it, but Matt Booty on the letter also signed as a co-signer on this We Are Xbox thing, and then also being promoted again. How many promotions has he had in like the last 5 years? And then, like, there's very clearly, like, somehow he was ducking and weaving through all of the other stuff that was happening with Phil and Sarah, and he is at the top now with Asha. And so, like, he's just a mystery to me.
Okay, there's something I have to touch on there, because one of my friends said this to me, and it's kind of true. Like, whatever you feel about the games that have come out, there's been a lot of games to come out underneath Matt Booty for Xbox. The games did release. There was a lot of games that released under him, and I think that maybe he was doing his job. You know, maybe.
Yeah. But it's just interesting to see that, you know, he's really, he not only pulled through, but came out on top after everything. So, yeah. Yeah,
no, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him in that position now, you know, it'll be really interesting. There's a lot to look forward to, at least, right? Because we've seen and heard a lot coming from Asha already, in 60-something days. It's insane. I fully expect in 40 days when we're at that June showcase, 40-something days, whatever it is, we're going to see more of her work on display. And what I mean by that is she's going to hype up the show in some way. Like, I know the show was already, like, the games and stuff were already set for this show, but I'm sure she's going to add something to it to make it more hype. What that is, I don't know. But I guarantee you she's going to do something because that's her job. This is her getting people engaged. This is what she does.
It's Xbox 25th year, and it's her first time as the CEO. So she needs to, like, both of those are a dual purpose thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. I mean, Hargeet, like, you're interested to see what could possibly be done, right, in June?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what FanFest looks like, right? I mean, they're bringing it back. I'm hoping there is some 25th anniversary stuff going on there too. They have a separate thing likely going to be happening. I think they're pretty much solidified it that it's going to happen in November in Redmond, right, or in Seattle with the anniversary coming up. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what goes on there. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on, right? So. They definitely look like they're going to be putting a celebration all around the world, right? They have all these cities they're going to be in. But yeah, they have a lot to kind of turn around, right? So, but a lot of that, again, it comes down to what your business decisions are going to be. What kind of massive changes do you really want to make? But a lot of it's already starting to take. You already see a lot of enthusiasm shift happening. So good. Like, we'll see if it matters. We did those polls. We didn't do it in this one. Did we do the ones in this chat as well? With the things like we didn't do those polls here, right? The ones where like, would you want cloud gaming or get rid of it and have just Game Pass without it, or would you do you mind when you see those logos for PlayStation, or is the exclusivity thing damaging the brand? But those numbers were alarmingly high, right? That exclusivity matters was 70%. The logos bother people was the least. That was in the 50-60% range, but it's still pretty high. And then the cloud one was interesting. It was like 70%, 75% did not care about the cloud. But it tells you where they are, where the consumers are, and they're listening. So I think that's good. They're seeing it. They're trying to react and see what they can do to meet the customer. So far, it was meet the customer on other platforms. Now they're trying to see what they can do to meet their core customer on their platform, which is important. It needs to happen as well, right? And that has been maybe a little bit of a lacking thing for them, and they need to kind of come back to it. It is funny that our meme for the last couple of years literally has been Xbox dead. That has been the meme. Yep. It's so much so that I literally have graphics of Paris dancing on the grave of Xbox, right? I mean, Xbox dead. Like that has been the meme, right? So, and that is kind of rescinded. It just has. Like it's a totally different vibe right now. So, I think there's some good things going on. I think that basically was what the whole thing was about here, was to tell the entire. It was to the employees, right? But it was also sent out to all of us. But it was really to tell the employees, hey, this is where we're going. We're shifting our strategy. Here, we want to be Xbox, and we want to meet our Xbox fans. So it's good. I like it.
I think at the very least, spare eyebrows, I like this because they, at the very least, they should do more partnerships with Chinese developers, Korean developers, because they're really hot right now. They are creating some of the best stuff in this space. But to get a studio from out there and keep them, working and making those types of games that appeal to a lot of people, especially in that market as well. Like, yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
Shuhei?
But no, seriously, like right now, Chinese and Korean developers, they're hot.
I mean, they were trying to get that one. Shuhei was trying to get Crimson to be an exclusive, remember? So
yeah, they were trying to get. Well, Shuhei wasn't.
it wasn't Shuhei?
Well, it was Herman Hulst, I think, trying to get that. That
Was
Korean
it? I thought-
developer, Pearl Abyss, because he was already gone. I think he was
Yeah.
already gone.
Was
by
he?
the time.
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe you're right.
But regardless, whoever, I mean, that would have been a crazy pull. But that's money hatting, though. I'd like them to see actually partnering with these studios to create some of these awesome games. That way, it's not like something they're just throwing money at this take from another platform. But yes, keep it exclusive. PC and Xbox only. Exactly. That's how you do it. You freaking partner with them. You spend some money on the game, publish it even, and get it on your console. Get it on the PC. It's the way to do it. Because there's been so many. Wukong is another one that a lot of people loved. Crimson Desert just recently with Pearl Abyss. There's Phantom Blade is coming out, and that was money hatted by PlayStation. That's not coming to Xbox day one. So yeah, there's just that's a good idea. What you typing, Hargeet?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing.
Oh boy,
It's
Phantom
just-
Blade gonna take over China. It's
Phantom
gonna take
Blade
over a
looks
lot, I would
really
think.
good. Phantom Blade looks
Yeah.
really good. I can't wait for that one. Again, it's a Souls-like, so Holly's like, I don't like it. And I'm just kidding.
I like Souls likes.
I know you do. I know. Yeah. Are you interested in Phantom Blade though? Did you watch the gameplay on that? It's really good.
Honestly, I just don't remember what it was, what it looked like.
But
I know the name, but
yeah,
until it
they
gets closer.
recently had a lot more gameplay and stuff put out. It looks awesome. All right. Well, anyways, I got a text on my. It's funny. I linked my phone to the computer, and so I'm getting these texts coming up, and I'm just like, oh, jeez. Anyways, do you have anything else? If we don't have anything else to cover, we can wrap up.
I mean, if you want to go over more stuff, there's plenty of stuff. There was a whole ID at Xbox show. We missed.
Well, did you watch the ID of Xbox? Did you
I
watch it?
watched a summary of it. Holly, did you watch it?
I only watched the summary. Yeah, but I actually need to go pretty soon here. So,
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, I
but
appreciate
you
your
can continue
time.
without me if But
Yeah.
otherwise, I'll hang out till if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I did not watch the ID of Xbox. If you want to say anything about ID of Xbox, you can.
I love ID at Xbox because I love indie games. So yay!
So you watched it?
I watched
what'd you
the I watched the
Trailers?
recap of it because I didn't
Okay.
have time. I didn't have time.
Anything
to
good
do
there that you were like, wow, I want to play that though? Before you leave?
Yeah, there were a few. I'm really excited about that. There's no room at the whatever hotel or whatever it's called. I think that game looks really cool. There's a couple puzzlers that I like. And Escape Academy 2 is very exciting because I love Escape Academy 1. That game's fun.
Ooh. Escape Academy.
Oh, there was there's just I love indie games. So there are some uwu games that's not my jam, but not everything is for everyone, right?
No. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to go too. I'm getting hit up by the wife.
All right.
Got to
Fair
get
enough.
some dinner going. But hey, had a great time talking about this stuff. Xbox hopefully is in. Hopefully it will be in a good spot a year or two from now, because I think that's when we're really going to see a lot of what Asha is putting together. I think even though she's going to be working fast, it's going to take time before we see anything really crazy for Xbox as a whole. Hargeet, let everybody know where they can find you and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'll not be on with Boom tomorrow because we're not having the show tomorrow. He's busy with family, so I won't be on with Boom tomorrow. But I'll hopefully be on with See Money and Doodle on Friday. Check that out at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and then I'll be on with Web Dave on Sunday, and then we'll be back here next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Both of them. See what else is going on. I'm sure something new will pop up. All sorts of news popping up all the time. And we're
Cinco
getting
de Mayo, right? Is that Cinco de Mayo next week?
Is that Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah, it is.
That's right.
It is.
And,
Cinco de Mayo.
And it's our 200th show.
Oh, so what are we doing to celebrate?
200. Absolutely nothing. We're just doing a show. Like all these people, I see it all the time. 200 show. I want to have all these guests on to come and give me accolades. And no, I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing it. I don't care. It's just a podcast, people. It's not that serious. Anyways, but we will be here. That blue number. Holly, thank you for being here yet again. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for all your insights. Let everybody know where they can find you. And the video. You're making a video or?
I made a video. It came out yesterday. If you are interested in 007 First Light.
I'm so bad. I didn't even watch it. Didn't see it. Never enjoyed it.
What a friend. What a friend this guy is. You know what I'm saying?
I will watch it right after the show.
I made a new video. It's up yesterday because we're 1 month out from 007 First Light. And so we've had a couple things that have come out recently because their marketing cycle is ramping up. So I go over a little bit, but last year I made a lore video, not light lore, about Bond and what's going on with him. And so that was from last year. And so this year I just recap a tiny bit of that and go over what we just learned. So anyway, that's on my channel. And other than that, I don't know. I'm around. I pop in on people's shows here and there. So, yeah. Well,
you
anyway,
know what?
thanks guys for having me on again. It's fun.
Thank you for being on. As usual, a lot of fun. We'll see you guys next week, Cinco de Mayo, and our 200th show. It's going to be a big show. We're inviting everybody. I'm going to have Snoop Dogg. I'm going to have freaking Cardi B on the show. Yeah, she's going to be here. We're going to have everybody, right?
Wow.
Jafar Jackson from Michael, he's going to be here. And Hargeet's going to moonwalk live on the show next week. Yeah, Hargeet is happening.
You mean there'll be an AI video though?
However you have to make it happen, it's been put out there.
Yep. He has the whole routine to beat it. It's so good. You gotta watch it. Next week we'll be here. Yeah, she is famous. Holly's famous. She rubs elbows with famous people and takes pictures of them without their knowledge. Well, with their knowledge, but against their will.
Farkey and I were playing Arc Raiders one day, and we were running around, and we were on an open mic, and some random guy came up and started talking to us. And the guy swears. He was like, "Oh my God, are you?" And he swore he knew who I was. And I was like, what? So now he makes fun of me because some random dude swears he
took you
knew.
for like an actress or something.
No, he knew my name. He was like, "Oh my gosh, you're that blue number? You do like podcasts and you stream and stuff?" And I was like,
"Wow,
yes."
Where was this? On the street?
It was in Arc Raiders. Just some random dude in a different.
Game.
Yeah. Anyway.
I didn't hear that part. I'm a bad listener sometimes. Yeah, that happened to me in Destiny before, years ago.
Really?
The guy, he wasn't in our party, but he kept like hitting me and looking at me and like doing some weird stuff. And I'm like, what the heck? So I texted him. I said, what's your problem? He goes, are you Fonz from, at that time I had a different channel name. And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, I listen to you all the time. And I'm just like, okay. And we played together. Then he left. He bounced. But it was
I'm
weird.
sure you
It's
had more
weird to
than
see people like that.
326 subs, though.
Maybe 4,000 on that channel.
I have 326.
I've rebranded
so.
3 times on YouTube. 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
Stupidly.
Well, you need to give me your secrets, because riding the struggle bus.
I'm struggling. I don't grow anymore. Secret is you got to make content every week. Not podcasts, videos.
Yeah. No,
you have to make a video every week. At least, I would say at least 2 a week to grow. It's rough.
I need to get on that.
It's rough. Anyways.
Anyway.
With that said, I want to thank everybody for coming out, everybody listening after and watching after on Spotify. Until next time, until Cinco de Mayo, until Hargeet does the moonwalk right here live next week. I'm going to have the music and everything queued up. No, I'm going to play Billie Jean, and you're going to start moonwalking. Uh-huh. It'll go better with it. Right.
That was the original time.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. With that said, game on, everybody.